Brought to you by the Lacey South Sound Chamber.
Welcome to the February edition of the Lacey South Sound Chamber podcast. My name is Paul Edwards, the business owner's personal agent with Insurance Services Group. It's great to have you with us this month. We've got an exciting theme, as it were, about becoming a person of influence. And we're going to talk with a couple of important guests this month about what happens when you become a person of influence and how they're using that not only to benefit, but also to do business. So another thing that you might get from this is what happens, how this can happen for you through your Lacey South Sound Chamber membership. And if you want a good example of that, you're looking at it. This is exactly the kind of thing that when you step up and take a leadership role in the chamber, will get you more exposure and in front of more people, and it leads to more contacts, which, as you know, leads to more business. So thanks for joining us this month. We hope you enjoy it.
Think Chamber First. Produced by Altman Audio. Put your best voice forward.
Welcome to the Lacey South Sound Chamber podcast. My name is Paul Edwards, the business owner's personal agent with Insurance Services Group. And joining me today is none other than Miss Thurston County herself, the lovely Miss Emily Hamack. Emily, so nice of you to join us here on the program. And before we get started, I warned her beforehand that she was going to pay for this. And I would like you to volunteer to answer for yourself, Emily. Who won Super Bowl 50?
Peyton Manning and the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
The very people that, when Emily first met me, she asked me rhetorically, didn't they lose? So, now that that's out of the way.
And he's appreciated my bold, sassy attitude ever since.
I have, yes. I find it refreshing. So, I am here to talk to Emily today, though, about a very important subject, and that is Miss Thurston County, which is coming up. Is it March 6th?
It is.
March 6th is the pageant. So, Emily is the reigning, but soon-to-be former Miss Thurston County, and we've got a bunch of new contestants coming up, and I'm on the board for it. And we thought that in an attempt to publicize it, as well as to talk about being a person of influence, that it would make a great subject for our February podcast. So, Emily, you have now been Miss Thurston County for just about a year, and everybody, I'm sure, is dying to know, what is it like to transform? First of all, you go from being a contestant, you consider becoming a contestant, then you become one, and then you get into the point where you win, and you nearly have a heart attack on stage, as I've observed from some of these pageants. You win, and then you spend a year doing it. What is that transformation like?
Gosh, it's really surreal. I mean, it's having your name called. Like, I can still remember standing on the stage and hearing Kevin say Emily Hamack, and just this huge wave of relief and excitement and all this hard work paying off. And to have my fellow contestants and competitors on both sides of me jumping up in the air for me, cheering for me, to have that much support both on stage and in the audience is such a surreal feeling. I've grown up doing theater and performing, and one of my favorite feelings in the world is taking your final bow, because everybody's so excited for you. It's you in this moment. Everybody's thrilled, and it was so similar to that, except I was completely being myself. You're not being a role or anything like that. I went out there and I got to share myself, my passions with these judges, and then to be selected as the title holder was just huge. So it's nothing short of like a surreal experience.
Now, what have you go through the transformation, and you do what you do for the year that you are Miss Thurston County. What have you learned about yourself and observed about yourself that was maybe there before, but you didn't know it?
People have always looked at me as a confident person, and I've seen that in myself, that I'm more confident, more of a leader. But there's certain parts of yourself where confidence really has to be your own choice. Being confident enough to be my own person, to say this is who I am, this is what I believe, to go and engage with adults in a very professional setting, people who are far more successful than I feel I am at the age of 23.
And so you went from having family and friends, and maybe you were successful on a small scale in that, and now you're influencing a county of 250,000 people. What's that like?
I think one of the best pieces of advice is somebody telling me, never say it's nice to meet you, say it's nice to see you. Because I have met so many people in this last year that it's all the people come up to me like, hey, you're Miss Thurston County. And I'm like, hey, who are you? Like, nice to meet you. But on the same token, you put a crown on. Here's the crown. I put a crown on and I go into a school and all the little kids lose their minds. I went out to a recess in Tenino. The principal's like, do you want to go out and go to recess with them? Sure. Getting mobbed by that many children just rushing at you because they see the crown like, wow, you must be important. And while that does feel nice, it's also a really inspiring moment to be like, what I do right here, right now matters to this many people. And these kids look up to me. I had the sweetest little girl come up to me after a parade that I emceed with Jerry Farmer. And she just came up to me and she gave me a hug and she said, I want to be just like you when I grow up. And it just stole my heart. And I got down on her level and I looked her in the eye and said, you keep being the very best you that you can be. And I think that's really the main influence I would hope to have on younger girls and on girls and young adults my own age is taking every opportunity to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and take every opportunity. I mean, this opportunity has been huge. Look at everything I've gotten to do in the past year. It's unbelievable. So I think going from just my family and friends knowing me to all of a sudden everybody knows me it's so much fun. I'm stoked about what I get to do, and I'm so excited for the next title holder to get to live this experience.
Now I have a little business question here for you.
No.
Because we're always emphasizing the importance to the members of the chamber of taking full advantage of your membership and using it. And when you and I were at the board meeting, you mentioned how having this crown, or even just competing in the pageant, opens tons of doors for networking and creating connections with people.
Absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Some of the most exciting things that have come along for you networking as Miss Thurston
gosh.
County.
Well, exciting things and opportunities are different. I mean, I got to meet Tyler Lockett. That's pretty exciting. It's also intimidating to sing the national anthem in front of Seahawks. Go Hawks. I like that you bring up the chamber, and the chamber has been such a big support of my year. All the connections I've made through businesses, the Lacey Chamber, through members of the chamber, it's really, really shown me this whole background to our community and people who are really working to make a difference. And I've done a couple interviews or meetings where I've either taken my crown off partway through or I've just not had my crown on. And part of why I do that is because everybody knows I'm Miss Thurston County. Yes, people have seen me in my crown, they've seen me in pretty dresses, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I am Emily Hamack. And come March 6th, that night after I crown a new title holder, this right here, this is me. This is who people will be engaging with. This is who people will be talking to and networking with. And I like that, and I like being proud of that I'm more than my title, I'm more than just Miss Thurston County. I mean, let's face it, we always talk about how, once something's online, it never comes down. So there's plenty of pictures of me and my crown online. Those pictures aren't going anywhere for a while. So getting to take this opportunity to show people that this passionate girl that they've all supported so much, that's me. I am 23 and I've got nowhere to go but up. So I'm thrilled about that. And I mean, the networking is so huge, and everything I've gotten to do, the people I've met. Like I said, Seahawks, that was really cool. Personally, that was really cool. Getting to go into all the schools in our county. I did some serious high school hopping and a couple of the grade schools, and just getting to meet our younger generations. And these are the voices of tomorrow. These are the leaders of tomorrow. And getting to engage with them. Also getting to do parades. Parades are a lot of fun. I like getting to wave at little kids because they lose their mind completely. Like, you wave at a little girl and she goes, but it's fun, and networking gets me so excited. And so all the networking I've been able to do that's going to go long after my title ends is phenomenal. I mean, every door that's opening up, I'm completely thrilled to see what happens after I hand my title over to our next winner.
Well, there you go. So it is important to network. Take it from Miss Thurston County. It's been great having you on, Emily.
Thanks, Paul. Has it really?
Well, no, it hasn't. I cannot tell a lie. Thanks for.
Oh.
She said she likes it when I dish it out to her, so that's what I'm
Only
gonna
if
do.
you can take it back.
I take it back all the time.
You know,
I
it
get-
was a
you-
breath of fresh air. The Broncos winning a Super Bowl.
I know it was. I was hyperventilating up until it actually happened. Thanks for being part of the Lacey South Sound Chamber podcast. My name is Paul Edwards, the business owner's personal agent with Insurance Services Group. Our audio engineer, standing off camera right now, Trevor Altman with Altman Audio. And our guest, once again, the lovely Miss Thurston County, Miss Emily Hamack. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Paul.
See you next time.